Okay, so let me give you a little tour of the inside of the box here. Looks like a clusterfuck. Hopefully you'll never have to open it, but that's fine. So, what do we have? We've got two motors. Because of the way the motors were, I had to mount one forward and one backwards because of this little fucking nipple here. It's just, that's the extra space I need to have both the motors side by side since they're two different motors, but they have the exact same kV, which basically means that this kV times the amount of voltage equals your RPM. But yeah, so it's still gonna pull really good. So what do you have? You have the motors. They go into what are called FOC boxes. Okay, it's like your controller, basically like the computer for your car, basically. So it's two independent controllers. This one controls this motor. This one controls that motor. Da 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 da. Hopefully you'll never need to go and make any adjustments. But if you need to, there is a little USB port that's like right down here in the front, and one over here. It uses a micro USB. You plug it into the computer, there's a little program and it allows you to open things up and change settings so you could create like more power or whatever that might be. These wires right here, these are the remote signal wires. There's a couple of different ways I could have wired it up to the receiver. I decided to go independent from each one. So this comes together into a little Y splitter, and then it goes all the way down here into the remote receiver. There shouldn't be any issues with this remote, but there could be a moment where you find that, I don't know, sometimes shit happens and you need to recalibrate the remote. That's when you would come back and plug this in and go do like a calibration thing. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. This little doohickey right here is a buck converter. It's not plugged in right now, but this basically takes the 50 volts from the battery and turns it into 12 volts. That's going to run all of the tail light, the underglow, and the headlight, so it's just a reducer. This right here, this big blue thing right here, this is your anti-spark, but basically is an on and off switch. So it takes the power from the battery. This is not the battery you're getting, this is my other one. The battery power comes in here. There's a little switch button, right? It goes over here. You hit this little switch right here, everything turns on, and then it's ready to go. On the front, I don't have the LCD plugged in right now, but this will tell you what the battery voltage is and the percentage. This right here is for your headlights, which I don't have anything plugged into right now. This is a charging port, and then this is for something different. This is for this specific battery. This will just be a dead switch when you're riding. Okay, with that being said, once you turn it on, you see it's got the little blue light, the indicator will come on. You're gonna have your remote here. Okay, it's very simple. I'll send you some other stuff with it. Turns on. Okay, if it's got a red light, we're good. And then you would never see it, but when the box is open, if the receiver is red, that means the two are synced up. Okay, you use this to push forward and back to stop. Gas and brake. Okay, so you can kind of see over here, I don't have the belt hooked up yet, but they both spin the same direction. And that, right? And so once you get things set up, it'll be good to go. You never really want to run full speed with no belts. It's called bench testing because it's not good for the motors, but you could just rev it up and then give it a little quick start, but you never want to be like, like hit it full speed and see what happens. So that's just a little look inside the box. That way you kind of have an idea of what things are if you happen to ever have to crack it open. Otherwise, hopefully you never will.